out there on Sunday night.
Yeah, let's go to the season opener next year, and let's hope 5 seconds after we get there, no one gets their face spit in.
Yeah,
all right,
let's do that.
Here we go. We're going to Seattle, Lumen Field. You might know this is the 3rd time the Rams and Seahawks have played. Here we go. Here we go. This game's so exciting. I'm so fired up about it. All right, early on. Oh, my God. Kenneth Walker was so good. He's a fantastic player who now has 2 weeks to rest those legs, and they really leaned on him. No Charbonnet in this game, but there's a touchdown there, 2-yard rushing touchdown. He had 3 last week. Second quarter now. Matthew Stafford's knocking on the door. Both these teams were very good. Both these quarterbacks were very good. This game was very good. 9-yard touchdown, Kyron Williams. Stafford fired up, wants to get back to that Super Bowl so bad. McVay was as emotional as I have ever seen him in any game. Positive, negative, everything. Watch out, though. You know this dude. JSN came to play. He was obliterating the secondary. The stars all played. I'm going to talk. He was great. Puka was great. Devontae was great. All across the board, it was everything you could want. It was an all hands on deck. Look at JSN. He's in the backfield. They lose him. I thought Brady broke this down really well, and he just gets the easiest touchdown you're ever going to get from a player of that caliber. Stafford can't believe it. Maybe he could, though. Look at those fans, because just prior to that, they had thrown to him and he caught one out of bounds, so they went right back to him. If we're showing a punt, something crazy is going to happen. That's the rule on Good Morning Football, and it's this.
Oh, my gosh.
That's Xavier Smith. He had already kind of bobbled one earlier. He falls down, tries to catch it. McVay and special teams, it's not been a great marriage of late, because right after this, Sam Darnold goes to who? Bobo. Yeah, no, that's my man. That's my man, Jake Bobo. His 4th catch of the season. Not the postseason, guys. The season.
4th catch. This game was so good.
Answer. Stafford's like, no big deal. Crazy fumble on a Bobo touchdown.
Devontae, Kyron.
Another massive catch. Again, McVay.
And another good. Who else scored for them? Oh, Puka.
CX get the ball back. 3rd and 3. Knocking on the door already.
That was the one. That one won me 160, baby.
What's up, Cooper? It's great to call his name in a huge game. Cooper going back to an even huger game. But again, now the Rams.
This is the first time watching the highlights.
Part of this game on a 3rd and 12. It's incomplete. They're screwed, right? Well, no. Watch what happens. Reek Woolen on the sideline does this filibuster.
Dude, that Woolen thing, he almost cost them a Super Bowl appearance.
So on a 4th and 12, they hand him a first down, and there is no one in the world happier than how this game ended than Reek Woolen, because he would have been an all-time Bill Buckner if they lost this. Why? Because on the next play, Stafford's like, Woolen is probably really upset.
We'll talk about the game. I was letting people trickle in. What up, everybody? Don't be afraid to get your one-on-one guesses in. Remember, we give $20 credit away. One winner only. One guess per person. We have a guaranteed one-on-one in the Americana. We definitely have one-on-ones, most likely in the Metallics, maybe in the Dynamite, hopefully in the Contenders. We did get a one-on-one play yesterday in Contenders. Guys, I tried to give away the bonus fill on this. We didn't hit it in time, but I'm going to try to do more things like that more often. Right now, what we did is I'm just running a specially priced break. It's at minimum $100 cheaper than you can find this box anywhere. Some of the 2018 limited goes upwards of $1,100. You can find it for $800, but it's everywhere in between. We're breaking it for around $700, but 22 a spot, and you get the chance at your Sam Darnold RPAs, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb. You know, that class is just crazy. So check that out. And then I also have a PYT lined up for tonight. We'll get to that later, but I wanted to let you guys know that's up there. I'm glad we got some votes in, 5 votes, but go ahead, put your one-on-one guesses in if you want. Remember, you just type one of one and then the name. The backwards pass, but it never looked tipped backwards at me. I felt the same way, Chris. I did. Then when I kind of watched it, I was like, it was so hard to tell. The thing that bothered me the most, again, and we talked about this yesterday, after conversation was what I think the verbiage was. After further discussion, we've determined that the pass was backwards. Like, was it reviewed? Did that call come from New York? There's a lot of ambiguity in the verbiage and the guidelines of the rules, what's going on in the NFL. I don't like it. Again, I'm not disagreeing that they should be able to review that. I'm not disagreeing that they could call down from New York. My thing is it's ambiguous in its delivery. you know, at one point, Sean McDermott called a timeout, or not Sean McDermott, Sean McVay. And Sean McDermott had to do this in our game. And I know, Chris, don't complain about the officials. I'm actually complaining for another team. I wanted the Hawks to win, but I was frustrated for Sean McVay. Sean McVay called a timeout, thinking that they would review the play that had just happened. But they didn't. So he pulls out the red flag, and the ref's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you throw that and you're wrong, it's a second timeout. That bothers me. My thing is if you already used a timeout, and that's where this, like, what gets reviewed from, where are the guidelines, and I think that's what Sean McVay was upset about. Where are the guidelines between replay assist and I'm going to challenge a play? So, I don't know. I have some issues with it. I'm glad the Hawks won. My son, I got to show you. My son was, I think I actually posted his play, so I want to show you. Very, very hyped. It hurt even more that the Bills are not in the Super Bowl because I would have loved a week of banter with my son. This is like the first year. He was into the Vikings last year because of Sam Darnold, but it was closer to the end of the season. When Sam Darnold moved, he said, I still like the Vikings, but I want to root for the Hawks too. So I think that it would have been really cool to have a little shit talking battle with my son this year with the Bills. First Super Bowl I would have really enjoyed as a Bills fan. I was too young to enjoy their first 4 losses, thankfully in a way, but also would have liked that opportunity with my son. But I'm excited. It's the only way I was watching the Super Bowl. Now I do not want to, and I'm rooting hard for the Hawks. Can't see the Pats win. Sorry, Pats fans, nothing personal, but we got to get there before you can win another one. Ryan Williams, that one is going to be randomed off, I believe. Let me check that out. Keep the wheel up. Yeah. What do you mean should be just one? Oh, one timeout. Okay, I thought you said TD. Yeah. One timeout. And honestly, Jeff, just get rid of the reviews or get rid of the what do they call it? Replay assist. I just hate that these coaches are like, are we gonna replay assist this? Like they look like scared dogs getting in trouble. Like hello, Jesus, like looking up above to the sky, like New York, are you gonna replay assist this or do I need to throw the flag? Just stop doing one or the other. Get rid of that and do the replay assist. It just seems so like it's just too many things to follow. Oh, there we go. Shador, 1 of 1. Dynamite. That'll play. Dynamite. Shador Sanders, Cleveland Browns. Bob Riley. Guess what, Bob? He's going to the Pro Bowl, baby. Pro Bowl for Shador. He is taking the place of Drake May. Let's go. We got it. And he's the hot player right now. Pro Bowler. My brother and my friend messaged me today. He's like, did we miss something? When did Shador Sanders become a Pro Bowler? I'm like 8 people bowed out. No, it wasn't quite that many. But there you go. Congrats. I don't know if you heard, just we're not contemplating or arguing the call per se, like any of them. I mean, I'm not. I hate these. What word am I looking for? I hate these not ambiguous, but like these just like on. Like they're not specific enough rules of when we're doing replay assist, when we're doing challenges, and why can't we just challenge everything at this point? Like they tried it 1 year with the pass interference. Bring that back. And stop that year that refs were like, we're not changing anything. There were like blatant calls of pass interference and they didn't overturn it anyhow. They were like, nope, we're not doing it. They like stood their ground as like a referee union, official union. Cam Scatabo out of 15 for the Giants. I think he gave him a little bit of time. Listen, I was rooting for the Hawks with my son. And I kind of saw him like, all right, walk away. Like you said your piece. And they showed the replay. He just kept going. Bo Jackson, that was a nice box. Scatabo and Bo. Raiders going out to Jim Larson. That taunting was dumb for him to even get over there. Woolen had just had a great play, right? And then the worst part is Woolen has that play. He goes over, runs his mouth. gives them a first down on 4th. That was wild. And I looked at Pax. I'm like, Pax, that could cost them a game. And I was like trying to like use it as a teaching moment with him. I was like, look, man, this is why you play the game and you shut your mouth. It's fine to be like motivated and like you got to not cross a line, and he crossed a line, literally crossed over into there. And it was fine when he was talking, and the ref's like watching him. And he's watching him, and he's talking, the ref's let it go, and then he went like in. He leaned in. And when he leaned in, the ref's like, that's enough. I've seen enough. And he throws the flag. And then the worst part was, Puka Stafford drops a dime on him right after, on Woolen. And I'm like, dude, not only did you just cost your team a punt or a turnover on downs, but then you got scored on. Look, it's funny. Right after that Cooper Kupp touchdown, I hit like $160 bet. My son's like, bet Sam Darnold to throw a touchdown. I was like, all right, we'll bet him to throw 2. I said, I'm going to bet Kyron Williams to score, and then I'm going to bet Cooper Kupp to score. So it was Sam Darnold 2 touchdowns, Cooper Kupp to score, Kyron Williams to score, 10 to win 160. We hit that on the Cooper Kupp. I immediately go put $10 on Puka to score for 35, and we hit it like 2 plays later. It was kind of fun. Oh, is that why you were inviting me and my my son to go? You got 2 extra for me and the boy? Yeah, you know what, Chris? People generally like that don't like to take... I mean, it is those corners and receivers. They don't like accountability. You can't tell them what to do. Someone probably said, come on, be smart, and that was enough for him. Just a heads up, unless you let me know, VetBase aren't going to ship on this, just because it's most of the magged up stuff. If it's a good rookie, we'll put it over. But and if you want it, go ahead. But this is obviously just the... it's going to be our on-card, but it's going to be Ryan Finley. Variation, rookie ink. Would have been a big one back then. Quarterback variation auto. Cincinnati going out to Mike Haralambous. I don't even know what he's up to these days. Nice auto, though. But who said ref should have pushed him back onto the field? It does bother me that sometimes they do that, and then other times they're just like they let him go. Sometimes like, all right, step in, separate. But it would look like the ref was giving him a chance to self-correct. It could be the situation where they think about all the shit the refs here, where Woolen just does not shut up, dude. Be a variation. Ed Oliver. He's a good player. We could have used him more this year. Buffalo Bills, Dougie. He was hurt too much this year. Kyler Murray, rookie contenders. Travis Kelce and Kareth White Jr. for the Bears. Anyhow, it could be one of those situations where they listen to that guy yap the whole game, and they're like, look, man, we've warned you. We're not going to listen to this. And he just keeps going and keeps going. And finally, like, all right, we're going to give him a chance to, like, fix this on his own or, get himself a penalty. Dude, cracked ice. Myles Gaskin, rookie variation ticket. It is the variation as well. Miami Dolphins, Steve Connor. All the cracked ice do well in this. I mean, for PC guys, that's nice. What's up? One of the nicest cards in the hobby is those cracked ice out of contenders. I do like how they've changed this product. Do we get all 5 autos on one side? How about DeMarcus Christmas? Holy Christmas. 5 autos on one side. Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. We got 9 votes in. 78 for the Hawks, 22 for the Pats. It's hard to say if... So, there's obviously been a lot of conversation. The Pats haven't really played anyone. Even in the playoffs, they've kind of had a cakewalk schedule. I know you can only play who you play. They had the 31st easiest schedule in the league. And then Denver was holding their own, and then the weather came, right? That was from before. The weather came, and it just changed the entire course of that game. I mean, they didn't have to play Bo Nix. They had to play Stidham. But I have a feeling the number one defense in the league is going to even further expose that team. I really do. But I mean, either way, kudos to the Pats. And I like Drake May. I don't have an issue with the Pats. I have an issue with Pats fans who all of a sudden are wearing their gear after 4 or 5 years of not wearing it. I have no respect for local Pats fans. I don't know what it's like in New England states where maybe they wear it all the time, but all of a sudden people are popping their New England gear back on. I'm like, man, that stuff smells a little musty. You've been having that in your storage? Yeah, it definitely would have, Chris. But that's football. I always say every year, it's the team who can stay healthiest the whole way through. But I just think, what a turnaround. I mean, Vrabel's got to win Coach of the Year, right? They took a 4-win team. They cleared house, and they brought in a bunch of new players. I mean, to probably the request of Vrabel. He helped construct that team. There's a Murray and Haskins. We'll do a little dice roll for that. All of our autos, I think, were on the other side. So we got all 5. Maybe we'll get an extra one. That's kind of crazy, though. We got a Haskins and a Montez Sweat. All right, here's our numbered card coming up. Joe Mixon out of 175. We have a Hollywood Brown and then N'Keal Harry. Michael Thompson. Man, that's crazy. All of our autos were over on one side of the packs. I'm kind of excited, though. I think it's a pretty cool matchup. I can't tell you the last time I've rooted for an NFC team. Well, last year, obviously. That was the last time. Anytime the Chiefs are playing. But definitely can't have New England. As a Bills fan. Just, it's kind of like it's built into our blood. Our parlay that we put in as a group was not good. I told you I'd give $125 credit. I think the weather didn't help. But, I mean, Drake May had 86 passing yards. You're not going to hit a bet when he has 0 touchdowns and 86 passing yards if Drake May is on your card twice. I had bet, hey, there's the link if anybody's interested for the 2018 Limited. I had the Broncos. I put a small bet on the Broncos to win. Just a small one. Because they were like plus 180. I figured, what the heck, why not? Time for the Hawks to get some revenge. They said, I saw a funny thing, Wes. It said, poor Pete Carroll had the worst season of his entire career. And now he's got to watch this replay all week long on his TV. And it was that play with the interception, obviously. Braylon Braxton, 24 out of 25. Braylon Braxton, 24 out of 25. Independence High School, current team Southern Miss Golden Eagles. So that will get randomed off at the end along with this one. How about that the Seahawks coach, though? I mean, does he win Coach of the Year? Cody Schrader is this one. I think he's up for Coach of the Year. I don't even know who the nominees are completely. This is going to go out to the Denver Broncos. I'm going to actually write the names this time, so I don't have to do it when I sort. I think it's time for Pete Carroll to hang it up. Speaking of coaches, though, I told you already Mike McDaniel had withdrawn from the Bills coaching job. Phillip Rivers has excused himself from the next round of interviews. Bills have already stated they weren't going to hire anyone until they had a chance to talk with Davis Webb. They can now talk to Davis Webb, so I'm sure that interview is coming now that the Broncos are out of it. I have a weird feeling it's coming down to Dayball or Davis Webb. They won't be allowed to interview Kubiak until he's done with the Seahawks. I liked what I saw out of the Seahawks offense with Kubiak yesterday. I feel like we do need an offensive-minded coach. I think that's kind of been McDermott's thing. He's defensive-minded. It's really come down to our offensive coordinators. Dayball had us so close. I think if Dayball would have stayed, we would have won. And then we had that crazy dude, Dorsett, right? He was awful. And then we went right into Joe Brady. We've had some success with him, but Joe Brady's in his second interview with the Raiders. This was the Raiders, by the way. If you guys didn't hear me say that, I'm sorry if I didn't. Dylan Laub, 10 out of 10 for the Raiders. Jabari Small, 7 out of 25. You hope Kubiak sticks around? I mean, he's definitely got some interviews coming up. But not until they're done. This is going to go to the Tennessee Titans. Played for Tennessee. Now on the Titans. Jabari Small. Went to Briarcrest Christian School in Tennessee. Tennessee College. And is on the Tennessee Titans. Tell me he ain't a local favorite. Yeah, I'm kind of under the vibe. I want Dayball. I'd be fine with Davis Webb because of all the things I'm reading. I had really warmed up to the idea of, I think that was Fran Tarkington. Troy Franklin, 8 out of 10 for Denver. Broncos going out to Jeff. I'd warmed up to the Mike McDaniels idea. I think he was smart. Just go be the OC in LA with the Chargers. I think, man, if I'm Chiefs, if I'm Broncos, I'm like, shit. Like, that's a bad combo for them to play against. They did lose their defensive coordinator, though, to the Ravens as a head coach. The Chargers did. Nate Wiggins out of 25. I think this is Baltimore, and I got to tell you a funny story about it's the Ravens. Yesterday, we pulled that Ravens dude, the offensive lineman, and I got a message right away. Hey, how much do you think that card's worth? I was like, probably not much, but it's a cool PC trade if you can. And it actually happened because Steve Connor is friends with Rosengarten. And he actually sent me this picture. So he got that card off of, I think it was Kyle Murphy, I want to say. I forget who hit it. But it says, look, if you read, to Colton, dream big, brother. I don't know if you can see it. Let me turn this down. All right, I think I got it. So that was to Colton in our group. He got it, so he bought that card off of it. Came out a wild card. I thought that was pretty cool, man. He's got his, and I'm sure he's not in a ton of sets. So for him to be able to get that card, pretty neat. And also, I just love the fact that we're not just, that card sucks. People are still reaching out to get PC cards like that. So very cool. Very, very cool. Love to share that kind of stuff and see it happen. Nico Amaliva. We know that's going to get random. Where is he sticking around for another year in school? I would imagine after the season he had, he's not going anywhere. Still with the UCLA Bruins. Gonna probably stick around for a little. That will get randomed at the end. And here is our 1 of 1. Hopefully some people got their guesses in. Chandler Rogers, 1 of 1. Lake Ridge High School. California Golden Bears. Currently, he's been around though. He's one of those 6-year, and he went to the UFL, allocated to Louisville Kings of the UFL. So that will be random as well. We have 4 to random at the end, and stick around for that. I will do that at the end. Isn't that cool, Wes and Jeff? I think that's so cool that they were able to connect on that card, and we can get it over to him. I think that jersey he gave him with the inscription's awesome, man. All right. This is the old wild card. Usually about 4 to 6 solid hits in these. 25 in the case. This was a fresh case yesterday. This is the second box out. I remember doing this. It's been a while. We cracked a fresh case of it. Some of this stuff is really going up. Cody Schrader, running back, 1 out of 6. Like I said, 2,000 limited is up right now for football. This is going to go out to the Niners, I believe. He's actually on the Denver Broncos right now. 2025 the present, so that will go to the Broncos, and that's going to be Jeff. I think so too, man. Wes, that's what I'm talking about, right up my alley. I'm not the value guy. I'd rather have a personal thing like that. It's the only thing about, like, so many flippers and collectors have kind of ruined players wanting to sign because they know what they're doing. Some people have they'll go to like practices and have like sign this here, and it's like, this isn't a personal signing, man. You're at a practice. They know what you're doing. Malachi Moore out of 12. Like Josh, for example, he won't even talk to the adults, which I'm all right with. I wish he knew, like, there's some of us that are just fanboys. Maybe that's even creepier to him. But he lets the kids come up. He won't even talk, like, touch the adults' markers. New York Jets here. Malachi Moore. How you doing today, Jeff? I don't know if you were in the other day when I said I had some drinks Saturday night. We took my mother-in-law out for her birthday, and it was the first time I drank since the Bills game. I was like, wish Jeff was in the night. I might have one more. Same with Jamie. Jamie wasn't in either. Brevin Spanford, 5 out of 8. Got to pull something out of these. I know there's stuff in this case. He is currently with the Dallas Cowboys. And that is going to go out to Eric. Wes, are you talking to Jeff? Yeah, Jamie was it. I saw. Oh, there we go. Told you there's stuff in here. 7 out of 7. That's you as well, Jeff. How about a Bo Nix? So we got a 1-of-1 Shador so far. A cracked ice Gaskin, not a big name, but how about the Bo Nix as well? Boom, baby. Love these breaks. For 25 a spot chance. You know, you can't get Bo Nix autos and a lot of stuff. Shador Sanders, you can with Panini, he signed. Oh, me too. I'll just tell. Yeah. I think he has a restraining order on me. I got my wife that cup that said, I'm drinking till my husband looks like Josh Allen. I drink out of it like every day. Me too. Me too. Layden Robinson. It's going to be for the Patriots. Actively on the... Oh, nope. I'm kidding. He got moved to the Raiders, and he is on the Raiders now. So that's another Raiders card going out to Jim. I'll do a full recap, and then we'll random off the cards. All right, Wild Paint is going to be 5 or less. Great Scott, 2 of 4. Tyler Scott, and that goes out to the Bears. In the Bears uni, Chicago Bears going out to, let me scroll up here. Chicago Bears goes out to Hans. Both Ducks guys. Oh, both Denver, too. They both went to Denver. I forgot about that. Drink until she looks like Allen. So we did have 10 votes come in. 7-3, Hawks over Pats for the Super Bowl. We're going to run that questionnaire as the week goes on, the next 2 weeks, every so often. See if it changes and trends down and up or whatever. Real quick, before I go any further, let me roll the dice for this. 1, 2, 3, it'll be the top. 4, 5, 6, it'll be the bottom. 1, roll both cards. It is a 3, so it'll go to Kyler and Hollywood. Those will stay with this. All right. Here we go. Quick recap before the randoms. Joe Mixon out of 175. Kyler Murray contenders. Bo Jackson for the Raiders, 9 out of 15. And Scat, 9 out of 15. We had the... Oh, those will be random. Great Scott. Tyler Scott for the Bears, 2 out of 4. Layden Robinson for the Raiders out of 7. Brevin Spann-Ford for the Cowboys. Malachi Moore for the Jets out of 12. Cody Schrader out of 6 going to the Broncos. Nate Wiggins for the Ravens out of 25. And Troy Franklin for the Broncos out of 10. Jabari Small out of 25 for the Titans. Tennessee through and through. Dylan Laub out of 10 for the Raiders. Cody Schrader out of 10 for the Broncos. Broncos hitting this, man. DeMarcus Christmas for the Seahawks. Kareth White Jr. for the Bears. Ed Oliver, rookie for the Bills. And a Ryan Finley on-card variation for the Bengals. We also had Myles Gaskin, cracked ice variation for the Dolphins. Miami going out to Steve Connor. What up, Corey? We had the 2 bangers in this one. Hey, my stickers are supposed to be here today. Hold on. I gotta see. Because I'd love to put some stickers on stuff. Looks like I got an email. I'll look later. Alright. Shador Sanders, 1 of 1. Squirrel. And Bo Nix, 7 of 7. Both bookend autos. Dynamite and metallics. Alright. Here's what we got. We'll do the Chandler Ross 101. Nico 1. Alright, this will be first, second, third, and fourth. Here's how we're going to do it. Ryan Williams up first. Everyone is eligible every break. So you don't get moved out of it if you're... Alright, bring you guys over. First up is Ryan Williams. Titans going out to Gregory Bolin. I think there was another, yeah, the Tennessee guy also got. All right, next up is the Braylon Braxton. I heard it. It's going to go to the Giants. Not sure who had the Giants. Not going to click over yet. All right, next one up is the Chandler Rogers 1 of 1. It's going to go to the Detroit Lions. And then the final one is the Nico Iamaleava. This one out of 10, 6 out of 10. He is not going to leave a college anytime soon. And the Baltimore Ravens taking that one down. All right, like I said, the link's in the comments here. We do have the 2018 limited up. I got a little surprise PYT on a fresh case of something. I'll share those details later once we fill up this 2018 limited, but it looks like it's moving. It's already got 28 comments. I would imagine that means there's about 10 spots left, maybe fewer. I will update that right away, and then I'll be back with you guys. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. We got more coming. See you guys soon.